Friends and fellow travelers, welcome to day 17 of the Friendship and Community Challenge, which also happens to fall upon my birthday. Is that important to the challenge? Nay, it is not. Is it important to me? Absolutely. For I am now 39 years old. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. 30s have been great. Almost time to hit the 40s. But before we do that, in a year from today, let's do a challenge question, because that's what you're here for, not my aged stories, are you? The question for today is, what quality in friends can empower you? Friends have this really profound ability to impact us in empowering or disempowering ways. This is very much along the lines of, show me who you hang out with and I'll show you who you'll become. So from this perspective, I want to think about empowerment. Now, if you get an answer that doesn't make sense because you don't feel like friends are offering you this quality, then you need to consider finding friends who will. And if you're not really aware of how they're empowering you, but you feel empowered, this should help you get more clarity on what it is that you're looking for out of those friendships, what they're providing you that is allowing you to feel empowered after you've met with them. So again, if you don't have this is what you're looking for. This is what you want. So as you go out and meet new people, be looking for that quality that you're not receiving from other friends or family or relationships that you need, that's going to call you to a higher place. And for me, didn't even get to shuffle them. I just cut the card and my finger said, this one. The Emperor. 1,000% yes. This has been the last year of my life. I mean, not the last year of my life. This has been a long time coming, but the last year of my life has been focused on this exclusively almost. And when I say exclusively, I don't mean the only thing I've been focusing on is this Emperor energy, which is the healthy, divine masculine. This is my masculine energy. I and we are all connected on this spectrum of masculine and feminine energies. It doesn't mean man, woman. It means masculine, feminine. Masculine is the archetype of more assertiveness, of more of that physical strength, of emotional resiliency, of not being stoic, but being balanced and not as reactive, whereas the feminine traits in this archetypal sense are compassion, their connection, their love, and their nurturing and their creation. Like, this is very archetypal. So in my life, I've connected to the feminine very heavily, and a lot of my creative pursuits, a lot of my dreams come from the feminine. But the masculine has always been that it's a little uncomfortable because I don't know how to attach myself to it or bring it up in a healthy way in myself, because I've been so impacted by the negative, the negative embodiment of masculinity, which isn't masculinity. It's actually adolescent men presenting themselves as men, but there's scarcity in it. There's false bravado. There is controlling strength. There's aggression, not assertiveness. I was afraid of it. And this last year, I've spent a lot of time figuring out why and what that means, because I am a man. I want to connect to my masculinity, and I am. And so the trait that literally has been in my friends that have empowered me the most in this last year has been healthy men. It's been in K4 Men's Group. And it comes from this tension, this being triggered, this being reactive, and then learning to sit with it and not just fight against it and be repellent, but to sit with it and figure out why I feel so strongly. And every time I do that, I reconnect with that masculine energy, which is assertiveness, which is not running away. It's heading into the problem, heading into the fight. And I've been good in physical fights. I've been to war, but the more mental aspects of fight, the conflict, the words, the typing, those bits of conflict have been really uncomfortable, because I would rather be in a physical fight than a verbal one, than an intellectual one. And that's partly my own insecurity, but it's also because it was never really modeled for me. So the best relationships, the most empowering quality in them has been this support of the healthy masculine. And the Emperor is masculinity. This is, the Empress is the feminine archetype. The Emperor is the ultimate in healthy masculinity. So yeah, that has unlocked a wealth of experience, because understanding how I connect with my masculine energy in a way that I'm not afraid of it, but I'm falling in love with it, has been hugely helpful. It's allowed me to sit in front of a camera. It's allowed me to build a community. It's allowed me to wrestle with ideas that I have, wrestle with beliefs, so I can form the foundation of what I truly believe and what I want to embody. It's also allowed me to get into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so that I can physically fight. I need that. I need that. We are wired for conflict, but having healthy conflict, we are not really shown how to do. Jiu-Jitsu is healthy conflict. It is a willful exchange of physicality between two opponents. This dialogue, conversation is healthy conflict, but instead of looking at issues as I plant my flag and defend this till I die, I'm open to ideas. I have my beliefs, you have yours. Let's communicate. Let's not vilify one another. Let's realize we're both imperfect people trying to have a discussion and come to a consensus or a better understanding of what we truly believe. That's masculinity. That's masculine energy. And I want that. And I'm connected to it, the more I feel confident. The more I feel I'm capable of loving and connecting to the feminine parts in myself because I'm rooted in my masculinity. I'm not afraid of being pulled in directions that aren't authentic to where I want to go. I want to understand all of it. And I've understood the feminine for a long time, but the masculine is a new one. This last year, like I said, my whole life has been a search for that. What does it mean to be a man? What does masculinity even mean? But this last year, I've really made strides. And it's not because one thing has happened, but because years and years and years of my exploration has led me to finally finding a place that can steward me on this journey to understanding what healthy masculinity means for me and how I can connect with the emperor inside myself. I think that is a very vital thing for all of us to do. It's not to be like, I'm all masculine, I'm all feminine. We're all a mix of both. We all have drive. We all have compassion at different levels and how we connect with it. But ultimately connecting with all of it and figuring out what place it has in our life is vital for all of us to find confidence and happiness in this life. And to not look at it as a vilification of any one of those things, but to look at people who express certain things in a masculine or feminine way that we would consider toxic is truly because it's immature. It's adolescent. It's screaming from a high chair, I want my way, whatever that way is, whether you're extremely masculine or extremely feminine. It's not what I want to measure masculine or femininity to be, but connecting with what I understand it to be and how it's healthy in every way, that has been empowering. And I hope you're finding that too. And I hope that if this is helping you do so, that you would subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stick around because we have a lot more to unpack. And until next time, journey well, my friends.